failed. Loser! I don't even play basketball and I would have made that shot. And even if I didn't make that shot, I'd have did something funny. You know, I'd have did something funny. Clark was like, hey, let's all do this whole Cody hand point.
Atlanta continues to own the offensive glass here in the fourth quarter.
Ryan Howard or Alicia Gray, I think Ryan Howard, airballs a shot to win the game late. It lands in Angel Reese's lap, and collectively the whole world said, yeah, she ain't making that. Collectively, the whole world said, oh, Angel Reese has it? Oh, and it's a layup? Yeah, she's breaking that. And lo and behold, point blank range to win the game, we get a classic Angel Reese pray up.
The game was already intense, but one moment changed everything. Angel Reese had a huge chance to become the hero for Atlanta, yet the pressure only grew as her missed opportunities piled up. Caitlin Clark, meanwhile, kept attacking and hitting difficult shots while Reese struggled to find her rhythm offensively. Then, late in the game, Atlanta grabbed a crucial offensive rebound, and the ball landed near Reese at the rim. With the game hanging in the balance, she had the perfect opportunity to finish it, but the shot wouldn't fall. Cameras then caught Clark smiling as she walked back toward the Indiana bench, and that reaction quickly became part of the viral conversation. But the missed shot wasn't the only controversy. Earlier, Clark and Reese had a heated battle underneath the basket, with fans questioning whether the physical contact should have been called. Indiana somehow survived the chaos, but the biggest drama was still waiting in the final minutes.
Laughing at Angel Reese after she missed a wide-open layup for the win.
Quarter, great board, just could not convert it.
Was pushed under the hoop just enough to not have a great angle to OT.
The tension got even bigger when the physical battle between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese became impossible to ignore. During a fight for a loose rebound, Reese made heavy contact with Clark near the neck area, and Clark immediately looked toward the officials expecting a whistle. None came. That decision instantly sparked debate among fans, with many arguing that the contact should have been called. But instead of letting the moment affect her, Clark stayed locked in and continued attacking Atlanta's defense. Reese still dominated the glass and showed why she remains one of the league's strongest rebounders. But her shooting night became a major problem. She struggled around the rim and couldn't consistently convert the opportunities Atlanta needed. The contrast was obvious. Reese was creating extra possessions, while Clark was turning possessions into points. And as the game moved toward its dramatic finish, that difference became more important than the trash talk or physicality. But then came the possession that gave Reese one final chance to silence everyone.
You had me laughing at you, girl. I told you, Angel Reese is a pure bum, the worst kind. Angel Reese is the type to steal the trash off your curb and try to see if she can go put it in her refrigerator. The girl can't make a layup to save her life. She missed like 7 layups in the first quarter. Meanwhile, me, the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, I'm putting on shows every single night. 26 points, 9 assists. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever humiliate Angel Reese. Or maybe Angel Reese just humiliated herself as the Indiana Fever.
Then came the moment Atlanta desperately needed. The score was tied late, and Ryan Howard launched a three that missed badly. But Angel Reese fought through traffic and grabbed the offensive rebound. Suddenly, the ball was in her hands with only seconds remaining. This was exactly the type of situation where Reese could have changed the entire story of the night. She had position, the basket was right there, and Indiana was scrambling to survive. But the putback came up short. The ball bounced loose again, and Naz Hillman got another opportunity near the rim, only for Indiana to make the defensive play and deny Atlanta once more. 2 chances, right at the basket, with the game essentially there for the taking, and neither one became the winning shot. Reese stood under the basket in disbelief while the Fever escaped the biggest scare of the night. And then the cameras caught Caitlin Clark's reaction, which made the entire sequence even more viral. But Atlanta wasn't finished yet, because regulation ended with the game still tied, sending this rivalry straight into overtime.
Because she was crap in this game. A bag of crap. She was awful. Angel Reese was terrible. Speaking of terrible, Angel Reese never beating the allegations. This was to open the game.
With Reese leaking out, finds her.
Lee Sheet. That was awful. Wow, that was awful. One more good time. It did a... Yeah. Yikes. Holy moly.
Overtime turned the game into a completely different battle. Both teams were exhausted, but neither wanted to give up after surviving that wild ending in regulation. Atlanta finally found a way to create another opening when a foul was called on Caitlin Clark with the Dream trailing late. The decision immediately became controversial because Indiana challenged the call, and even the broadcast discussion suggested the ruling might be overturned. But after the review, the officials kept the foul. Ryan Howard stepped to the line and calmly knocked down all 3 free throws, suddenly putting Atlanta right back into the fight. For Indiana, this was the kind of moment that could have completely changed the outcome. Instead, Clark responded when the pressure was highest. With the Fever still holding the advantage, Atlanta had to foul, and Clark went to the line with the game hanging in the balance. She knocked down both free throws without hesitation, pushing Indiana's lead back out and putting the Dream in another desperate situation. What looked like Atlanta's comeback opportunity quickly disappeared. But the biggest question was no longer just who would win. It was whether the controversial calls and missed chances would become the real story of the night.
Are laughing at Angel Reese for missing the game-winning layup. Helen Keller could have made the layup. It was the fucking second layup that she missed. She missed a wide open drive in the first quarter, and then she misses the game-winning layup. And then, of course, we have the halftime crew just glazing Angel Reese, making it seem like she's a better player than Kelsey Mitchell, making it seem like she's a better player than Caitlin Clark. And Angel Reese with the total brick of a three-pointer. No wonder why they left her wide open, misses the layup. And look of disappointment on both her coach and teammates' face when she missed the game-winning layup.
Caitlin Clark became even more important as the game tightened. She finished with 26 points and 9 assists, repeatedly finding ways to create offense when Indiana needed it most. Reese still had 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists, so this was not a performance where she disappeared completely. But her 5-4-16 shooting told a different story. Several of her biggest opportunities came right at the rim, yet she couldn't consistently finish them. Clark, meanwhile, continued making difficult plays under pressure and kept Atlanta from completely taking control. In a rivalry this intense, every small moment gets magnified. A missed layup becomes a headline, a smile becomes a viral clip, and one possession can suddenly define the entire conversation. This game had all of those ingredients.
Oh, let's go to Angel Reese clocking Caitlin Clark right in the throat hole.
With just 35.
Right here, you're going to watch. There she gets her in the neck, and there she gets her in the throat. Yeah. What are we doing? Neck, throat.
Atlanta also received an incredible performance from Alicia Gray, who exploded for a career-high 32 points and repeatedly kept the Dream within striking distance. The problem was that Atlanta couldn't finish when the opportunity finally arrived. 2 chances right at the basket disappeared in the final seconds of regulation, and then a controversial foul in overtime briefly opened the door again. Indiana could have panicked, but Clark stayed composed. When Atlanta was forced to foul, she calmly knocked down her free throws and helped put the game back under Indiana's control. For Reese, the missed putback became the moment everyone remembered, even though she had fought hard for 14 rebounds and 6 assists. That's the cruel part of basketball. One possession at the end can overshadow an entire night of work.
How she hit Caitlin in the neck. Look, watch it. First time, look, second time. Bro, like, what are we doing? And then the refs act like they didn't see it. Like, bro, the refs.
And this is exactly why the Clark-Reese rivalry refuses to cool down. Every matchup creates another debate: shooting versus rebounding, offense versus defense, skill versus physicality. Clark continued producing despite the pressure, while Reese dominated the glass but struggled to finish around the basket. Then came the image that sent social media into another frenzy: Reese standing underneath the rim after the miss, while Clark walked away smiling. Fans immediately started debating what Clark's reaction meant, even though nobody outside the players can know exactly what was going through her mind. But that's what happens whenever these two share the court. Every expression gets analyzed, every collision gets replayed, and every big mistake becomes part of the rivalry's growing history.
Ass break. She sucks from 3. Boom. Whoa. Angel Reese on a layup. Can't score it. She stinks. Look at all these layups missed. The girl is awful. The girl is garbage. Here she comes. I'm going full court. Hey, boom. Get that out of here. She sucks. Here comes Angel Reese coming down the lane again. Uh-oh, spinning and missing another layup. It's missing another layup. Here we go. She's looking for fouls. Here we go, down low. Uh-oh, I'm spinning. I'm missing another layup. The girl is horrible. The girl is terrible at the game. Here we come, coming down the lane. Here we go. I lost it out of bounds. Down low again, another layup opportunity. And she missed it. She's terrible.
When everything finally settled, Indiana escaped with the victory, while Atlanta was left wondering how so many chances had disappeared. Reese's 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists showed that she still made a major impact, but the missed opportunities came at the worst possible time. Clark finished with 26 points and 9 assists, and once again showed why she can become the difference maker when a game turns chaotic. And with both teams focused on the postseason, this loss could matter far beyond one night. The next meeting will carry even more attention because fans will remember everything that happened here. The physical battle, the missed chances, the overtime drama, and that viral reaction. The final buzzer ended the game, but judging by the reaction afterward, it definitely didn't end the story.